Hi, this is Jung from Juniper Berry Soaps, and today we're doing a little bit of a different video. We are exploring perfumes and fragrance creation. So, I was, as a soap maker, you get your hands on some essential oils for people who want to have soaps made of all natural fragrances instead of the big bottles of fragrance oil that sometimes we can get, which are sometimes made of essential oils and man-made fragrance oils or products that give the smell. But right now, I don't have anything against artificial fragrance agents because there are a lot of things that are natural that may require the killing of animals, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure whether it's ethically or unethically or if it's never ethical. I don't know. I don't know a lot about that kind of thing. But I did start down this road, and to my husband's chagrin, no, my husband is always supportive. But whether it's like candle making or soap, perfumes, cosmetics. So I've had a chance to dabble in that in the last 2 years during this whole COVID thing. But now we're kind of headed down this other road, which has to do with fragrance, and it is very, very, very tempting to head down that road because we never think about or consider smell in our everyday lives as much as some other things, as sight and visual things. So I came across niche perfumers, artisanal perfume makers. They are just regular people who have tinctures and perfume ingredients in their homes, and they are a small operation, small businesses that make small batches of perfumes that they sell online or through word of mouth or however they distribute their product. So I discovered when I was fascinated with ambergris, which is an extremely expensive perfume ingredient. I knew I couldn't I didn't want to invest a huge bunch of money in something I don't know anything about. I found Mr. James Berry. He's a gentleman up in Massachusetts who sells his own artisanal perfume, and his business is called Suga Perfume. But he also sells tinctures, and these take a lot of time to create from these raw ingredients. And he was selling a tincture of ambergris, which I purchased from him. And I felt safe enough to purchase from him because there's a lot of, dishonest people out there who's going to sell you like a chunk of clay and say that that is ambergris. So if you have never smelled ambergris like me, how will you know that you're getting the actual real thing? So he seemed like a gentleman who was very discerning about his ingredients. He seemed to know the difference between the real and the fake through experience, which is the best way of sampling and smelling all these different things. So we just got his package in the mail today. Thank you, James. So this is I think it was 5% tincture, which is 5%, that powdered ambergris, which is, ambergris is basically the inner digestive things inside a whale's gut. And the whale eats a lot of cuttlefish and squid and clear bony kind of structures inside. And they can't digest them, so the whale coats it in this kind of fat, and then that just comes out through their poop. So it's covered in whale poop, which is disgusting, and then this thing floats on the ocean for a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, however long, until somebody finds a chunk of it on the beach. And if it's a big, sizable chunk, it could be like $250,000, or it could be $20,000 or something, ridiculously expensive. So I'm opening it now, and here is the little vial of ambergris tincture. It's like dissolved in what do you call it? Grain alcohol is like or perfumer's alcohol, which is the only thing you really should use for perfume because it has a lot. It's mostly alcohol. Suga Perfume ambergris tincture. So we're taking the little seal off here. And this is a very good amount. The whole thing about ambergris and why I was even interested in it is an animalic fragrance product. And so you make your perfume with flowers and the usual ingredients. Your base notes could be like woods, different resins from woods. It could be citrus notes for the top notes. But then you add this, and it's supposed to add that, I don't know, je ne sais quoi. Like that's amazing, some sort of amazing intangible quality. It supposedly smells like the sea salt, sea spray. It's supposed to be some sort of an amazing smell, but it also makes the perfume last longer. So it kind of makes it stick longer on a person, as well as imbuing that, I don't know, magical whatever. So it always seems like in beauty product making, there's just like this alchemy that's very attractive. So I am going to take a sniff first. Okay, let mommy sniff first. Okay, here it goes. Okay, my first impression is it smells slightly alcohol-y, but it's not isopropyl. And I don't really smell anything except that kind of like fresh alcohol vapor coming into my nose. It's a little smelly, not smelly, it's like a certain little muskiness. I don't know. And Lahi, very carefully, why don't you smell it? Do you smell anything?
It smells like kind of rotten bread. I don't like it.
Okay, so they're saying it's kind of alcohol-y, but of course we're novices, and also it's what it smells like mixed with your other perfume ingredients. That's when like the real magic is supposed to happen. You're not supposed to wear straight ambergris tincture on yourself. So I think James also has included a sample of muskrat. Yes, we've never been so excited about muskrat before. So he has been kind enough to also give us a small, tiny little vial of, but it's very precious because you only need a little of muskrat. Like, did you smell it?
It smells...
It's not unpleasant, It's not unpleasant.
I wouldn't want that. I don't want to smell like that.
You're going to put this in your soaps?
No, we're going to make perfume with it. It's too precious to put in soap.
You're making perfume?
We're making perfume today. Okay, so now I'm going to put some of this muskrat right on here.
I kind of want to smell again. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It kind of smells like ballpoint pen. But like it's like a worm.
It's kind of like, true, it's got that kind of sharp ballpoint pen ink smell that she's talking about, which is interesting that she'd say that. But it has like that slight smell of fish sauce before it kind of like wafts away, burns off. So thank you so much for the muskrat. It is a very interesting sample of a smell. And we're going to go and I'm going to grab my essential oils and make some perfume with my daughter. But, I think the hardest part of this kind of venture is knowing what you're buying, because anyone can say anything about what they're selling and it could be diluted. Like, how do you get the legitimate stuff. I think that is probably the biggest challenge that these perfume makers probably face, is sourcing the actual material, because there's a lot of, I'm sure, opportunities, since a lot of people are unaware like me of getting flim-flammed. So we'll see where this goes. And today I just want to make a beautiful, like, floral smelling perfume, but include the ambergris. I was really interested in hearing all this hype about this perfume called Baccarat Rouge 540, made by this one perfume house that teamed up with Baccarat Crystal. So I suspected, they said that there was all this very, like, magical, odd smell, like, about, there was some sort of really incredible thing about this perfume. So I suspected that there would be ambergris in there, and one of the ingredients was ambergris. So hopefully that's what kind of, like, gave it that little magic. And then so there's these and then I just looked at some websites that had other things, and these things are like $300 for like 35 milliliters for their smallest size bottle. And you know what? That is not going to happen. So we are going to make our own perfume, and I don't know if I want that. I'd like to see what I can make myself. So that is, I think, the whole point of this, where we're going with this. I also wanted to talk about this book called Homemade Perfume that I got, because I needed, like, something very basic to start to explain to me this whole process, because I really don't know very much at all about this. Or maybe I know a little, but it's from, snippets here and there that I've read. This one by Anya McCoy kind of gives you a basic survey, but it also goes into a lot of specifics that will allow you to make perfume, like creating extracts and how to do the distillation process. And so this is one that James Barry also recommended, and I can see why he would recommend this. This is a good book to start with. So we're just getting ourselves organized here and figuring out what fragrances we want to use. So how about, well, definitely ambergris is a base note.
Yes.
Vanilla is not on there. Perfect top note. Okay.
Okay, it's a top note.
Top note is vanilla. How about hoe wood? Hoe wood. Hoe wood is steam distilled from the bark and twigs of
It's
the
a middle.
cinnamon. The middle note. Oh, it's a middle note.
Orange blood.
It's not orange blood. Tangerine. Ylang.